Yay, you press play. Now put your fucking phone down. Okay, no more phone while you're driving, and everyone's gonna be okay. Everyone's gonna be fine. Cool. That's that. Now, let's start the episode of this podcast. Fair enough? Cool. Hey, I saw you look at your phone. Don't do that again. Okay, now we'll start. Welcome to Board While Driving, and thank you for listening. If you're wondering how to listen on another app or another platform, perhaps the one you're listening on currently, just go to www.boardwhiledriving.com and you can find all the links to where this podcast is available. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Today, Armen and I watch Season 3, Episode 5, Kissed by Fire, directed by Alex Graves and written by Brian Cogman, the Cogeman, the Cog, the Coge. Okay, so in this episode, the Hound is judged by the gods. Jamie is judged by men. John proves himself. Rob is betrayed. And Tyrion learns the cost of weddings. These episode descriptions are getting shorter and shorter as the seasons go on. But we persist with this episode. So let's get Armen's reaction to it right now.
Okay, well, it started strong with the battle with the fire sword and dude coming back to life. Like, dude, that was crazy. Got sliced up, and then and then no one was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, oh, okay, he's not dead. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I guess that is kind of funny, but
let's just go about our day like this is normal. But then later you find out that happened. That's the sixth time that's happened.
Yeah.
And all I kept thinking is, dude, maybe you should like start anew. Like, don't be the one that's like, I will do it. You have a terrible record, dude. You have a horrible record. You died 6 times, pretty much.
And bro, give somebody else a shot. How many does everybody else have? Just like zeros and ones? Like, let somebody else take a hit for the team. Nope, just him.
No, yeah, he has to come in, ruin it. Now that dude's free. He's free.
Oh, Grey Road?
The dog, the guy.
Oh, the Hound, yeah.
Yeah, he's free.
Yep, he's free. He's on loose.
That's the option. And that's a pretty, like, cool option, though. Like, oh, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, but if you say, oh no, well, I wanna fight someone for freedom, and they're like, oh fuck, like, we have to obey the law.
Fight someone for freedom?
That's what it is.
Trial by combat?
Like, if you're on trial, that's the move. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you're guilty? Okay, well then...
Trial by combat.
I will fight somebody to death. And
that's essentially what it is. It's essentially like, basically, since no one was there and no one can like prove you did a crime or whatever, it was just like, alright, what do you say he did? You killed your dad? Do you have a dead dad to prove that? Oh, you do. Here's his body. Okay, cool. You have a dead dad.
So you're guilty for sure.
So you're guilty unless you're willing to fight to the death about it, in which case, is anybody else willing to fight to the death about it?
And there's always multiple people.
And it's like...
I couldn't wait for this.
And it's like only over the family member. If the family member's like a punk-ass bitch, like... Alright, never mind. You're good. That's pretty much how that would go.
Yeah, and then plus, as the defendant in the situation, you actually have more motivation. you know. So it's kind of a
Yeah.
like survival motivation, you know. Because whoever, I mean, it's weird that everyone who picks it, who chooses, they're like so intense about murdering someone. Like, oh man, I've been wanting to murder. I haven't murdered in a while. I haven't killed someone in a while. I don't want to do it, but no, you pick the dude with poor depth perception. I'm like, yeah, he's got one eye.
I like how as soon as the fight started and the hound took a step back because he was scared of the fire, you're like, dude, come on. You like literally clucked to your fucking chair. You're like, dude, come on. He's got one eye. Oh man.
And he won, so.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh man, if we want this guy dead, maybe let's not pick the guy that dies all the time. Like, let's pick someone that's got a good record at like winning. Like, let's pick the archer.
Yeah, let's
He
pick.
just stands across the cave from him and just right through the eye. Alright, game over. What are we doing here? Lord of Light, my ass. Just playing fucking games now, huh? These guys have just hopped up on some fucking.
And then I didn't get, why did that lady have babies in like weird ass containers? Hey, what is that?
Those were.
Is that his daughter with the weird
Those
face?
were all. Yeah, those were all her. What's it called when they're when it goes bad? Miscarriage. Those are all her miscarriage children.
Why were they growing?
They weren't. They were just suspended because that's how they came out.
Okay. And
Try not to let that give you nightmares.
yeah, the daughter though?
Yeah, the daughter is the one with the shit on her face.
Yeah, what is that?
It's called grayscale, and you'll learn lots more about it. So I'm not
Is
gonna
that a
talk.
good or a bad thing?
It's usually a bad thing.
Alright.
Usually it means death.
Like that no one goes near. Like,
It's okay. So it's pretty much something that most people have no clue how to
it's
heal.
like cancer.
There's no known cure. It's essentially like a cancer that
Okay.
takes over your body and you die, or it takes over your body and you like become like this weird zombie, like psychotic
So it's nothing good.
thing. Nothing good.
Okay.
There's only two options when you get it. But for some unknown reasons, sometimes it stops or only is partial or only take a limb. There's some talk amongst maesters that if the only real way to stop grayscale from killing you is as soon as you get it, to cut it off before it can get to high enough in an artery that it gets to your heart. So like, you know, you have pretty much, you know, a certain window after you get caught, it starts showing symptoms that you would have to cut off your hand, etc., etc. That's pretty much what that is. But for some reason, Shireen, that's his daughter's name, got it when she was very young, and it was on her face, which is usually certain death and insanity. But it stopped, and you'll have to learn more about that when they show it, I guess. There's more, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, and the nurse scene was just a little short, nothing really happened.
Well, it showed like her reverence and depth for these men that she's freed, and theirs in return. You know, she gave like the most awkward gulp right after he was like, Grey Worm is the name that this one had when Daenerys Stormborn made him free. That's why, you know, I want to keep this name. But let's talk about the real shit that matters, though.
What
Jon
else names do
Snow,
you think there are? Grey Worm, there's probably like
Red Flea.
Lil Uzi Vert.
There's probably not Lil Uzi Vert, although
He's but yeah, that's where these names came from.
from okay.
And
From a fictional land that doesn't exist.
yeah, there's probably you know, what if Grey Worm, orange grasshopper. You know, you see orange grasshopper. Color and insect, what would you be? As a sullied. Are they sullied or the sullied?
The Unsullied.
Unsullied.
Yes, they're unsullied.
Well, now they're sullied though because they're free.
No,
No, it doesn't change.
no, it's not. They're not sullied from freedom. They're sullied from. Actually, you know what? I guess they kind of are sullied from freedom. So yeah, I guess they might be sullied. No,
They're free, so
that's a good point.
but they don't. They're like they don't have. I think it's just like they don't have anything else they could do. And how did they choose the guy? There need to be more explanation.
Well,
Like they just chose the guy.
you really want to get into the inner workings of how a military operates?
Whoever's been there the longest. Or but no, this is like brand new to them. But anyway. We probably have like a long walk. How long do you think that walk is though? We're getting into what, episode 6, so life is good.
But we gotta talk about the real thing that happened in this episode. Jon Snow becoming a man.
Oh.
Just getting his dilly moistened.
And a very convenient cave with hot water.
Yeah, at like a great depth to just be jumping in willy-nilly.
But just like out of nowhere though, that cave. I wouldn't leave. I would just make my home there.
I just think, oh, this was you the whole time? Like literally right behind us.
With hot water.
I chased you for like 10 seconds, bro. And this was here? What? Okay, so when everyone leaves, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna be like, oh shit, like, I forgot my fucking spear, gotta go back, can't be killing these fucking...
Yeah, weren't they doing something? Like, how long were they fucking for? Like, I felt like hours, where maybe the guy was like, yeah, where'd that guy go? He probably lied to us, and now he's a dead man. But no,
I just like how, as she went in to kiss him, and he pulled back, you were like, oh, he's a crow ass bitch.
It's a crow. Well, I thought something like that would happen, but this is good.
Like, she made one move, and he pulled back, and immediately you were like, oh, he's a crow. Crow ass bitch.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Oh.
Oh.
OP.
How often do I say that? I don't even know.
A lot of people say it, but it's funny to think about what it is on paper. Oh.
I never thought of that. Do other people say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normal.
I do it. I'll be like, ah.
Okay, that's different, but still same concept.
It's that. Well, I only do that because it's that noise.
Yeah.
That noise that sound conveys so much more meaning to you than anything that I could hope to achieve with words.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
like, well, okay. Sort of like that.
Someone tells you a story, you're like, oh.
Yeah, that.
you don't even have to say words, you can just be like, oh. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey guys.
That one's. Hey guys, are you gonna come over? He's like a character, but it's funny. Anyway. Oh, well, anything else? Everyone's leaving.
The penguin, your penguin friend.
Everyone's leaving.
Oh.
Yeah. Everyone's leaving. Arya, and all I keep thinking is like, okay, you already lost Fat Boy. Cause he was like, no, I'm gonna make some. No, I'm gonna make some bread. I'm gonna make some bread out here in this village, and then. Oh, hey guys! and he always says, "Forget it, just forget it." That's another favorite when he says that. Hey, just remember to forget. Forget it.
Forget it. Oh.
Oh, hey guys, you wanna smoke up It sounds like that. Anyway. Yeah, but back to Game of Thrones. Everyone's bouncing Arya, which sucks. Because, especially the last guy. Oh, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be a metalsmith, whatever it's called.
Gendry?
Yeah, and then...
Metalsmith, how do you just fuck?
What was it, Stoneman? No.
Yeah.
It's like a metalsmith. Anyway. It's armor person, I don't know. But,
An armorer?
maybe, we don't know. No one knows. It's a mystery.
A blacksmith?
Blacksmith could be. I think so. Yeah. Anyway, so he's like, oh no, I'm gonna stay here and you know, do some shit here. And then she's like, oh, what? Like, no, we're supposed to go do this. He goes, oh no, but I'm staying. I'm like, well, all I kept thinking, like, she's gonna be alone, you idiot. Like, you can just make someone go on a journey alone.
Yeah, it sucks, but it's kind of like it's like what's best for you.
Yeah, it's not like he had a plan anyway.
Yeah,
He just was offered.
He was just trying to escape Harrenhal. And when the person that you got captured with is just like, hey, we can leave right now. You're just gonna go. And then, oops, get captured again. It's like, oh, but these guys aren't that bad and they're gonna let me be a smith and like, you know, be part of the little fucking merry troop of misfits. That sounds like it's kind of my thing.
I guess you're right with that. And plus, they'll probably.
And it's not like he's highborn. Like she gets to go and just, you know, she'll be taken care of no matter where she goes because she's valuable. He's not. He can't just be like, oh yeah, I'll just go with you and then
get murdered.
Essentially.
And well, that's what that's what they want because he's also like he's important, but only important if he's dead.
Well, yeah, because he's a bastard.
Yeah, like they won't kill Arya, they'll probably Oz and now what's that girl's name? Redhead, the sister.
Sounds
Has to marry. I forgot his name. Tyrion. So now he has to marry her. He has to marry her, and then the sister
Cersei
was like, "Haha, bitch," and then the dad goes, "Oh well, you have to marry the fag then." Oh man.
You have to marry the fag then, and you have to give him a child.
And it's just
Your brother will secure the north, you will secure the breach. And then did you see her breakdown? She's like, "Oh, don't make me do it again." Like, she was like traumatized.
Yeah, because the first one got married to just someone just fucking everyone else, and then this one fucks dudes, and Littlefinger knew.
Did you hear like Tylen be like, "We put an end to these disgusting rumors about you," and you could just see her face like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
he's not gonna understand. I can't even explain it to my father who I need his approval." It's like, oh god.
Yeah, you have to prove you're not fucking your brother now. So, by
You're-
marrying.
So you're gonna go get a baby from a bag.
You're gonna do the impossible. But then Littlefinger knew. And he's like, well, I'm gonna send one of my gays out there. Gay scout. Even he asked him. Even he asked him, how do you know I was gay? And he's like, that's all I mean, I was thinking that also. I'm like, well, you can't just like show you're gay, you know, like without the risk of, you gotta be 100% sure. Because I don't know what the laws over there are for gay, but I'm sure it's the same as treason, where your head gets cut off. So, or fight to the death. And I think that's what's gonna happen eventually for him. It's like, oh, you're gay. No, I'm not. Yeah, you are. We have proof. You're gay. No, I'm not. Okay, well, there's only one option left. This dude said he fucked him, so you're gay, guilty. Well, I'm gonna have to.
Well, guess what? I am like willing to fight to the death.
I will
about
fight
that.
to the death, and he's a good swordsman, so maybe it hasn't lost. He hasn't lost the battle. This is like a regular trial for him.
Well, we'll have to get to that bridge when we get there.
And then the whole story with Jamie was so long.
Oh, but it's such a good story. It's the best story. The Jamie and Brienne in the bath scene is the best. Because that's how you... Okay, what do you remember from the story?
It's a story of him having to break a vow to like save his dad or something.
Okay. They're talking about Robert's Rebellion, which is the reason...
The crazy one.
The reason that Robert Baratheon was king in the first season. It happened immediately before it, 20 years ago. When Robert Baratheon rebelled against the crown and the Targaryens, he defeated Rhaegar at the Trident, which is up in the Riverlands where Robb Stark is right now. Okay?
Okay.
So, Robert Baratheon beat Rhaegar Targaryen, like killed him with his hammer. It's supposedly one of the most epic battles of all time. At the Trident. And then began marching south. At the same time, Ned Stark was just finishing up taking care of the Greyjoys. So he began moving on King's Landing as well. Everything else had already been secured. Storm's End was being held by Stannis, and he was, surviving that, when they were starving, and Sir Davos snuck in the onions that they were talking about.
Okay.
while that was happening, everyone was marching to King's Landing to take it away from Aerys Targaryen, the Mad King. Right?
Yeah.
When Robert was just outside the city, Tywin Lannister, with his Lannister army, shows up at King's Landing and sends a message to Aerys, the king, and says, "Hey, let me in. I will defend the city against the Baratheon and Stark rebellion that's going to be laying siege to your gates pretty soon. They're just over the horizon. They're probably a day's march out." In this scene, Jaime tells Brienne how that all goes down in real time from the perspective of a Kingsguard. Because at the time, Jaime is not only a Kingsguard member, but one of the 2 or 3 that Aerys keeps around himself all the time. The other ones are taking care of, like, the Rhaegar and Rhaegar's children. That's you're right, because they're the heirs. But at the time, Rhaegar's on the battlefield, so I think he had 2 Kingsguard with him there on the battlefield. They both died. And then there was 2 more, but they were with Rhaegar's children and wife. Somewhere else in the Red Keep. So it's pretty much just Jaime and the king and the pyromancer, he says, is there as well. And when Jaime pleads with him, just surrender, and all, we can avoid the massacre that's going to happen. And he says no. And Varys pleads with him. Fucking, who else does he say? Doesn't matter. Everyone pleads with him. Littlefinger, doesn't matter. Instead, what happens is Grandmaster Pycelle, who we know has been in Tywin Lannister's pocket, for a while, because remember Tyrion was questioning him, and sent him to the dungeons for like an episode or 2. He said, "You can trust Tywin. You can always trust the Lannisters. They've always been friends to the crown." So Aerys lets in Tywin Lannister, and what does Tywin do? He doesn't turn around and start preparing the defense for the siege against Robert and Stark. He knows that they're gonna win, so instead, "You just let me in? Fuck you. I was lying." And he sacks the city. So Tywin Lannister and the Lannister army is sacking King's Landing. Just burning shit, raping women, killing men. Right? That's what happens during a sack. And then Jaime goes back to the Mad King. And he goes, "My father is sacking the city. Please, sir, just surrender. Please, don't do this." Jaime doesn't want to die. He doesn't want this to be the last, stop of this. So he's like, "What? Let's figure this shit out. This is, and imagine you're in Jaime's position. I think Jaime was like 21 at the time, 22. Imagine being that age and having to deal with the kingdom essentially falling apart, and you're with the king. You're the king's guard. So then the Mad King says, "I will not surrender. And in fact, I want you, Jaime Lannister, my Kingsguard, who I chose specifically because way back, and this is only because I know this from the books, because way back in the day, I had a mistrust of your father for other reasons. He made him a Kingsguard almost to spite Tywin Lannister, because it was his eldest son, and therefore he can't inherit his lands. That's what it was perceived as when he made him a Kingsguard. Although Jaime Lannister was a really good swordsman. But anyway. he tells Mad King tells Jamie, "You're gonna go bring me the head of your dad because he betrayed me." And then he turns to the pyromancer and he says, "Oh yeah, remember all those barrels of wildfire I had you hide all over the city, like here in the Red Keep, down in the Sept of Baelor, under Flea Bottom, you know, in the market streets, in homes, scattered around the city. Remember those I had you put out of wildfire? Yeah, light all those, sir. Burn them all. Burn them all. We're all gonna burn. This is it. Everyone's going down. We're gonna burn the world down, essentially, at least the capital." And so what do you do if you're Jamie? That's what he asks Brienne. Would you have kept your oath to Renly if Renly had asked you to kill your father and then watch as millions died? Would you want that? Would you still obey him then?
No.
So that's and then here's what's the fucked up part is Jamie, all of 20 years of age, and you know, faced with this really impossible situation, does what I think you would hope a good person would do, and stops it from happening. He kills the pyromancer, and then he sticks his sword through the Mad King's back. And by doing that, millions didn't die. And what happens? Does everyone go, "Yay! The terror of the Mad King, the whole reason that we were fighting this war, Robert's Rebellion, the whole reason that half the kingdom was angry was because this guy was a fucking dick and was burning people with wildfire, anybody who crossed him, for such minor things that it was becoming unbearable. People couldn't live." And they do all that. And then, do they thank Jamie? Do they raise, worship, give him the adulation due to a hero for killing the person that they were all rebelling against?
Yeah.
No, they despise him and they hate him and they call him Kingslayer, an Oathbreaker. And he's a man without honor. He's a man without pride, a man without dignity. What's that?
He shouldn't have
Shouldn't let that bother him?
It sucks, but he knows inside that that's not what it is.
Okay, but for a kid, imagine you're a kid, and instead of being brought up on basketball or music or whatever, you were brought up on nothing but knighthood. And you were a prodigy, and you get to Kingsguard, basically the major leagues of the NFL of being a knight. You get all the way up there.
LeBron James.
You're the LeBron James, essentially, of being a knight. And then everyone, after the most significant moment in your life, everyone after that moment despises you and calls you a fraud of what you are. Oh, is right. You better feel that pain.
Mr. Summer, bring me a dream. Bum, 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 bum. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Bum, 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 bum. Give him two lips like roses and clover. Bum, bum, bum. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Bum, 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 bum. like roses and clover.